Hello everyone, today's lesson is about factoring the difference of two squares, and here we have the formula. It says that in a squared minus b squared, that is equal to a plus b times a minus b. Now before I give you the examples, let me just remind you about the things that we need to consider before using the formula. So one thing is the operation or the mathematical operation involved is subtraction. That's obvious because it says here that the difference of two squares. And then the second is the terms involved are perfect square numbers or perfect square terms. So what I mean by that is, let's consider the numbers. The numbers should be, let's say, 4, 9, 25, 36, 49, because those are perfect square numbers. Now, when it comes to literal coefficients, the variable should have an exponent that is even. Okay, keep that in mind. The exponent of the variable should be even for us to be able to use the formula. Okay, let me give you 5 examples here. The first one is x squared minus 9. So obviously we can see that there's a minus sign. So let's see if we can apply the formula here, which is a plus b times a minus b. What is the square root of x squared? Well, the exponent is an even number, and that's what I told you earlier. The exponent of the literal coefficient or the variable should be even. To find the square root of that, simply divide that 2 by 1. Simply divide that 2 by 2. So whatever the exponent is, you simply divide it by 2 to get the square root of that literal coefficient. So here, 2 divided by 2 equals 1, so that's x. And then what about the 9? What about the square root of 9? So the square root of 9 is 3. So now that we have the a and the b, all we need to do is to substitute those terms to the respective variable. So this is x plus 3 times x minus 3. Now, keep in mind that actually that is also equal to x minus 3 times x plus 3. Right? All right, let's go to the next example. Okay, again, we have a minus sign here, and let's check what is the square root of 4x squared. So 4, what is the square root of 4? The answer is 2. Why? Because if you multiply 2 by itself, 2 times 2, that's equals to 4. So the square root of 4 is 2. Square root of x squared, divide the exponent by 2, and that gives you x raised to 1. Now for the y squared, square root of y squared, again, divide the exponent by 2, and that gives you 1. So that's y. Now we have an a and a b. Substitute those terms to the respective variable. So the final answer here is 2x plus y times 2x minus y. Alrighty? Okay, let's go to the third example. 16 minus 25x squared. What is our a and what is our b? So a is the square root of 16. And what is that? Yep, it's 4. Why is it 4? Because 4 times 4 equals 16. Okay, now what about 25? The square root of 25x squared. What is the square root of 25? It's 5. That is correct, because 5 times 5 gives you 25. So the square root of 25 is 5. And then the square root of x squared, divide the exponent by 2. That gives you x raised to 1. So that's your a and b. Our answer is now 4 plus 5x times 4 minus 5x. Okay, let's go to the next one. 100x squared minus 49x squared y raised to 4. This looks complex, but no, this is easy. It is easy. Let's start with finding the square root of 100x squared. So what is the square root of 100? I think that's easy. That's 10. Why? 10 times 10 equals 100. So the square root of 100 is 10. What about this x squared? Well, that is x. All right, what about the square root of 49x squared y raised to 4? Let's consider first 49. What is the square root of 49? Yep, that is right. It's 7. Why? Because 7 times 7 equals 49. What about x squared? What is the square root of x squared? That is x. Y raised to 4. Now that's an exponent that is greater than 2, but 4 is an even number. So keep in mind that if we have a literal coefficient and it's even, we can consider that a perfect square literal coefficient. Okay, so what is the square root of y raised to 4? Simply divide the 4 by 2, 4 divided by 2, and that gives us 2. Now that we have our a and b, our answer is 10x plus 7xy squared, 10x minus 7xy squared. All right, let's go to the next one. I think this is the last one, x raised to 4 minus y raised to 4. There are no numerical coefficient. This is interesting. Let's see. Okay, let's find the square root of x raised to 4. Again, you divide the exponent by 2. That gives you x squared. Then this is y raised to 4, and the square root of that is y squared. So our a is x squared and our b is y squared. So this is equal to x squared plus y squared times x squared minus y squared. Now, maybe you're thinking, okay, I observed something here. We have an x squared and a y squared, and I think we can still simplify that, right? That is in the form of a squared minus b squared. So we can still factorize that x squared minus y squared, but not x squared plus y squared. Now, so I will just rewrite x squared plus y squared here, and then I will factorize x squared minus y squared. Okay, so what is the square root of x squared? Well, it's x rather, and the square root of y squared is equal to y. So meaning this can be equal to x plus y times x minus y. So this is our final answer. All right. So this is a pretty much easy lesson for today. I hope you learned something. And if you like this video, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. It will really help a lot. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.